Just a quick update on the fire that's burning down the U.S. Forest Service land. Just got a briefing from the forward command post, which is above the ridge in back of me. So far, they're estimating it is about 150 to 200 acres. They don't know exactly because of the smoke. It is, the U.S. Forest Service did order a Type 2 team to manage this incident that will be coming from Monument probably early in the morning. We do have air assets. They have ordered air assets that are dropping slurry, and helicopters are putting water on the fires as we speak. Right now it is contained on U.S. Forest Service property. We did evacuate within a 3-mile radius of what's called Crystal Spires, which is just a landmark for us, to evacuate the individuals in the immediate area. There's no structures threatened at this time. All the evacuations went off without a hitch. All the people are accounted for. The good news is it's a very sparsely populated area as far as houses go, so we were able to go door to door and make sure that the evacuation was complete and everybody was notified. We did put a level 1 alert out for the Cooster area. If you remember, that was the lower North Fork fire a little over a year ago, in a Spring Creek area. Should the winds change, we will elevate that to a level 3. Right now it's contained on the U.S. Forest properties, and we don't anticipate any structures being in danger at this time. The winds down there are swirling, and it's changing. The fire behavior is changing as we speak, but again, the U.S. Forest Service seems to have a handle on where they need to put their assets and their resources to mitigate any further movement.
What's the acreage at right now, Sheriff?
It's about 150 to 200 acres, best estimate right now.
What's the big concern moving forward, let's say in the next hour or 2 hours?
Well, it's right now it's on a ridge, what we call the River Road, which is the North Platte, and should it jump that area and continue basically north and west, then we have structure protection issues. But again, those people have been evacuated.
And Sheriff, you said it was contained in some parts. How much containment on the whole fire?
They're not giving an estimate right now. The U.S. Forest Service would give better answer that than I am. They have the boots on the ground. They're the ones managing the fire. But again, at the briefing just a few minutes ago, they're estimating at 200 acres, still contained within that perimeter.
How many of those code red calls went out?
Over 700 we put out phones, 715 I believe phones that we did the notifications to. There's over 100 residents that we evacuated so far.
And for those 100 people, when will they be able to go back home?
Still don't know. There's still an active fire and still the concerns that I talked about with the wind shifting and those structures. So we'll follow the lead of the Type 2 team. When they say it's safe, we'll return those people to their residents.
Do you have an idea of how many ground crews are here right now?
Well, I know we have 5 fire departments: Evergreen, Elk Creek, Lower North Fork, North Fork, plus whatever the resources the Forest Service has.
Any idea what might have caused the fire this
We're
morning?
assuming it was lightning. They had some lightning strikes yesterday, and they noticed some smoldering, but it's such a remote area, it was tough to get to, so they decided today to monitor it, and then the winds picked up and it took off.
You had some air support today that obviously looked like it helped. Can you talk about that?
Well, I don't know what they're painting as far as a perimeter. I don't know what the ground crews are doing. That's again part of the U.S. Forest Service is managing that piece of it. Our piece of it was to get the people most affected out of the area, evacuated, and the animals taken care of.
Sheriff, we went through this last year, the same place. Obviously, you all have learned some lessons as well.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit.
Well, what we learned is don't take the wind for granted and be as safe as. That's why we did a 3-mile radius, even though it's not in jeopardy right now. The wind shift could cause that. So we learned a lot of lessons. We learned lessons about fire behavior and the things that we need to be cautious of from a sheriff's office perspective.
Sheriff, we're not about 2 weeks away from the 4th of July. You guys getting pretty nervous about what's...
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this whole weather pattern is not conducive to safety as far as fires go. So we're really gearing up and ramping up. That's why we're not taking any chances Our precautions are in place as best we can. It's not 100% obviously, but we do the best we can to make sure that our citizens are safe.
So the fire, it started last evening?
We think. There was lightning strikes. Again, it was a remote area.
And it wasn't active, the fight wasn't active until this afternoon?
No, it wasn't. Until the winds picked up and then it took off.
You heard some reports about residents of maybe seeing some crews responding to a fire and thought that something had been put out. Was this the same fire?
Well, it was probably the same fire. They had crews, like I say, monitoring it from remote locations to see what would happen. But again, the wind was not in our favor today, and the obvious results.
So another update tonight, you're saying, or you don't
Well,
know?
again, this is a U.S. Forest Service show right now with their Type 2 team, so hopefully they'll have a PIO on the scene later on at Elk Creek 1 and can address any questions specifically about the firefighting efforts.
Should we be moving now, right?
You can move anytime you want.
Oh, great. I'll go with you, sir.
And Jackie's here, and she probably has more specifics than I do, but I doubt it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, hope that helps.